Hello.
Hi, Brad.
Hello, Gary. Gary.
Sean here?
Hello.
Gary.
How are you?
Sean,
I was
Parrot.
worried.
It's me, old Sean.
Well, it's great to be with everybody. Right off the bat, rate the show.
Welcome, which is better. 10 out of 10.
Nope. Before you even start the show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, don't listen to this show. Please do, however, rate it on iTunes. And if you do, send Gary a screenshot. How do we send a screenshot to you, Gary?
Add me on Facebook at Gary Fletcher.
Yep.
And just send me a message with a screenshot of your review. And be
Or
honest.
dick pics.
Don't lie.
Yeah,
Well,
don't lie.
liars.
Unless you didn't like it.
I mean, be 5 stars, incredible
Yeah.
review, honest.
Right. Nothing mean, please.
Is this above board, or do people do this? Do people ask
I
people
think
to rate?
it's
Okay.
league. I
We
mean,
can.
it's
But we're doing it.
pay for play, man.
Be sure to give it 2 raptor claws up.
He wrote it down. All right, guys. Let's get right into me asking you things.
Okay.
All right.
When you disagree with someone online,
The internet?
the internet,
Okay.
on the internet,
Yeah.
you guys are familiar with it.
You don't mean like standing online for like the bathroom
When
or
you're
something?
in a coffee shop and you're waiting in line and someone in front of you is like, I don't like coffee. You're like, oh, I'm going to disagree.
you just wait 1 second.
Do you engage?
Ooh.
Like you're scrolling through your iFlunks or your Abascus, whatever new
Vero.
app is out.
Isn't
Your
the Vero the new one?
Vero. It's hot.
I don't know what it is.
You're scrolling
I
through
have
your
no
Vero. I think it's 7 seconds of audio looping.
Oh.
And you scrolling through it, and then somebody's like, I think that something about guns or something,
Yeah.
Do you go, no, I disagree with you.
I never argue.
You never
online.
argue?
Online,
Okay.
no. In real life, I fight people all the time.
Yeah.
I've killed 7 men this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully with guns.
I saw him karate kick a child into what is this? It's a sinkhole. He kicked him into a
okay.
sinkhole.
First of all,
There was mud everywhere.
there was
up
nothing
by his face.
No, there
Yeah.
was nothing
Throw him on the
karate
ground.
about that kick.
It
It was
was
just a regular
just a
white
regular
guy
American.
kick, and that was a ditch at best.
Yeah.
That was a sinkhole, I think.
You guys have to embellish everything.
It's sunk.
He's dead regardless.
well,
he
he's
did.
dead. That's,
He
but that's-
did.
That's incidental.
Yeah.
Right.
He got all that mud in his head. Once you get kicked in the head and there's a wound and you get mud in there, that's how you die.
I think a bulldozer ran over him.
He got trench head.
So you don't engage.
No. No.
I do sometimes. It depends. Sometimes I'll just like say something, but mostly I don't. I don't know.
I don't have the. It's like you don't have the time. It's like you'll write something and then you like look at it and you just erase it because you're like, I don't want to spend the next 6 hours having to one up some fucking idiot. online.
It is weird. I mean, I usually don't. Sometimes I do, just because it's like nice to get a death threat from someone.
Yes.
It's like nice for someone to be like, "Hey, if you want to make it harder for an insane person to buy a gun, I'm gonna tell me where your house is so I can shoot you in the face."
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is if you post something on your own
Yeah.
that is any kind of opinion, then you're kind of asking for it. And
That's
you get
true.
Dragged into the
Yeah.
thing.
See, my thing is I feel like my opinion has changed so much over the course of my life that I don't feel like I would feel right to argue anything against anybody
Well,
because I've changed so much. I know that my opinion that I have now will change. It's
Not
Yeah.
me.
the point.
yeah, that does make you
I'm
a
steadfast.
little less,
Yeah.
written in stone about your thoughts.
When I was born, I knew that I would love punk rock forever.
and look at you now.
I love it, man.
So punk.
Yeah.
Telling Nazis to fuck off.
Yeah, if I see a Nazi near me, I'm like, hey, please get away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hurt him or anything, but I'm like, hey,
I-
quit it.
I think also, what's the point? You're not going to win.
No.
Any kind of fight
Man.
online is like
I
just
wonder,
two people singing to their
maybe
choirs.
one time someone has changed their mind.
I don't think
You see those videos of some like dude like, after all the violence that I seen over in Florida, I decided I'm gonna get a hacksaw and chop up my AR-15 because there's no chance that my beautiful gun will ever hurt a child's head.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
like that
that's
one guy. That's
is
nice.
I threw all my guns in the garbage.
Yeah.
People are just finding them.
Dig it through.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that guy was gonna go.
No.
shoot up a
No.
school.
Yeah.
I
he was
mean,
a crisis actor anyway.
That'd be funny if he
They're
was.
all
What if he
kinds of
was like Just the day before he was about to go shoot up a school, he saw the school shooting. He was like, "Man, this is worse than I thought. I thought this would be like a fun, silly thing, but there's people dying.
Isn't going to give a 20% discount." And he's like, "Whoa." Yeah,
what's the point of even shooting up a school if I'm not going to be able to get a cheap car?
I understand people want to vent and get their emotions out and all stuff, but you'll scroll through and you think, do you really think your poem you wrote, anyone gives a fuck that you're moving the needle at all?
There's no
one gives a fuck. I mean, people who give a fuck already give a fuck, and people who don't won't and never will.
This may be a bold statement, but I think poetry is almost as bad as dancing.
Whoa.
I think dancing is the worst art, and poetry is second worst. Those are both terrible arts.
Dancing can be fun.
No, dancing, it shouldn't be watched. It's a fun thing to take part in, but no one should sit and watch it.
That's a broad. I mean, there's pole dancing.
That's bad too.
I have weeped so many times to ballet dancing.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Ballerina dancing.
No, you haven't.
No, I seriously have.
No.
At work, I'll be standing in the back, and a tear will just flow all the way down to my shoe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you better get some new shoes, dog.
They're suede. So
what are those? Is that okay?
The little kid comes up and says, "What are you crying about, faggot?" And he kicks him into a sinkhole.
Yeah.
That time it was a sinkhole.
And he says, listen, you can't use that word. Only I can use that word.
I think that if you want to get into a debate with someone on the internet, you just don't hit them head on.
Yeah.
You kind of befriend them and then sort of like try to tweak them. You got to meet them where they're at. That's the only thing you're going to make. So, because if you just get online and you say you're a fucking moron,
yeah,
you know, even if they are, you're not going to do.
I like to say, hey, what if you could only shoot like 2 kids in the head at a time? I mean, you're gonna shoot kids. Just shoot 2 kids
and leave it at that.
Go home or something.
Yeah.
Too many kids.
Yeah.
17 is too many. 2 that's perfect. I mean, there's too many kids. We can all agree on that. But once you get to 17, it's a little much.
Yeah, that's like a whole Duggar family just wiped out. They were down to 3 kids or something.
Poor Duggars.
I mean, nobody really likes teenagers that much.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Duggar fuggers. Is that an appropriate thing to say?
Duggar
Duggar
that
fugger.
sounds racist.
Yeah,
somehow.
it really does. They're all white, aren't they?
I was going to say
Did
more
they
like
adopt
teenagers,
kids?
but that may be dated. This whole thing's dated. People are going to be like, what? Was there ever a problem with guns? This must be an old podcast.
By the time they listen to this, we're already going to have it figured out. They're going to be like, what's a car?
My next scenario is timeless. And it is classic. Okay? And I want you guys to help me understand, come to a conclusion on this.
I'm ready to help you. I'm a great, smart person.
The year is 1846.
Good old days.
Man, that's a long time ago.
It's the year is 1846 in the deep South.
I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
So Gary is a plantation owner.
Oh, boy.
Gary owns a lot of slaves.
This is bad. This is really
Sean
bad. Yep.
Is just a poor white
I'm
trash.
just a poor guy, yeah.
Doesn't own any slaves.
Just a regular guy.
But they're friends. You two are friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean, he's got to bring in his crops. He gets sick. He's bedridden. His crops are going to rot in the fields.
Oh, no.
Gary sends a couple of his slaves over and picks all of Sean's soybeans. Now, this is the question. Is Gary a nice guy?
Wow.
Man.
Then he is. I mean, at the time he is.
Is he then?
I mean, in the South, if you're in the South, you're like, wow, what a nice dude.
He's not picking anything.
No.
Yeah.
He's, I guess, using his commodity. I don't know. He's using I don't know.
Are my slaves white?
Yeah, what if they're white? Okay.
Of course,
all right, then, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
That's totally
they're
fine.
white men.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
No, these are real slaves.
Okay.
These are...
I don't want to be in this story.
Gary, first of all, why did you own slaves?
Yeah, Gary.
These are just guys
You're a
named
bad
Gary
person, Gary.
I was young.
I
didn't know any
I didn't know any better.
I was
but
only
we
13.
do stuff like that. This is the thing, is like, if you're some millionaire who's become a millionaire on the backs of people, you know, and you give some trifling money to a mission to give out soup or something, are you even a good person? You're just taking a little bit of what you kind of. Not necessarily all millionaires are evil people, but I'm saying most
especially
of them are.
I think if you have more than $10 million, are evil. Like, if you have less than $10 million, I mean, you can still blow that. You could get cancer one time and you could still blow most of that money. But
it's like 2 weeks in the
hospital. I know, yeah. But if you have more than that, certainly, and especially at that level, if you're so rich, like, charity is just like a way to get less taxes. I mean, you can give people money and go, okay, I gave I gave $2 million to
right. I think, and it's also some way of like letting yourself off the hook for all your evil.
Yeah.
Like you get to buy yourself back.
Fucking Jeff Bezos, man, just like
who that?
The guy who owns Amazon.
Oh,
and he's just like, he just has so much money. It's just like, an insane amount. of money.
Even like. Bill Gates got to the point where it was like, I need to give half my money away.
Yeah.
That's why I buy contributors to not feel so bad about owning slaves all those years
ago.
Oh,
wow. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if we've said this yet, but I want to go on record and I say that slavery all the way across the board bad.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't like that Brad put me in this
it does seem
position.
Unfair.
Well, yeah, you think that's unfair? Try being a slave, guys.
That's a good point.
I've been a slave, and it's terrible.
Really?
Well, I mean,
we're all wage slaves.
We're
not quite there, but
it's just it's just weird.
Slavery.
Slavery is weird, but I'm talking about
slavery's so silly.
I'm talking about how like people. I mean, we've all worked somewhere where our boss has sort of like pimped us out to help someone, and then the boss gets thanked for it.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? I did this.
And
which that reminds me, I delivered BB guns for Kmart one time. They're like, we've got some BB guns. We need you to deliver to another Kmart.
That is like
this is a Brooklyn Kmart.
Hey, we got all
where
these
they
fucking
stole?
Kmart.
So they just ran out of BB guns, so I loaded them up in
BB
my
guns
car.
fell off the back of the Kmart truck. We had to take them over to Kmart.
We've got a supply and demand problem with BB guns.
It was weird. It felt like a gun smuggling operation.
And you were used.
And they didn't even pay me for
What?
gas or anything. No.
Really?
But I got to, deliver guns on the clock, so that was pretty fun.
That's pretty fun. That is fun. Did you get to try them out?
No, but
that would be cool if you showed up there and you had a big box and you pulled one out and you're like showing off. Yeah, this one shoots 35 rounds per second. It's you.
I'm dressed like Neo.
I need guns. Lots of guns.
BB guns.
I need BB guns. Lots of BB guns.
Lots of BB guns.
All right. Well, I guess that we settled that.
Yeah, I think we found out that in the end, I'm a great person because I got sick and I didn't have any slaves.
Well, yeah, you're what kind of a person are you? Because you got
probably
slavery.
Certainly, if I was in the South at any time in history, I was beating my wife. Certainly, because that's
a whole other issue.
It's a Southern tradition.
That
even though I didn't own slaves, I was still awful.
Yeah.
Beating your wife hasn't been a bad thing since like the 1950s.
Yeah,
slavery was over 30 years before that at least.
That's true. Wow. Yeah, I guess wife beating is like the hot. It's like the hot new thing to dislike. These days.
We can do which is better, wife beating.
Next episode.
Yeah, tune in.
Be sure to vote on Facebook.
Yes.
Well,
share it.
Yeah. All right.
So now that we got that.
Now we got that settled. I don't think it is settled. I don't think we really figured it out.
Well, I mean, I think, it goes along with a whole bunch of other weird shit. It's just like, this is maybe a personal response, but it's like when you hear about like directors and musicians who are bad people,
right,
but also they made great things. And you're like, okay, well, Gary was an awful person, but he did a nice thing. So is he nice?
Right.
Maybe in the slightest amount.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
That's yin yang, baby. That's
it is hard.
Skeet.
I, for selfish reasons, decided a long time ago to separate the art from the artist. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't enjoy shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's terrible.
Oh, yeah. Nearly everyone.
Yeah.
At least everyone talented. There are plenty of good people who have no talents, but...
I remember trying to not like Michael Jackson anymore, but I just couldn't. I was like, all right.
I was the same with Randy Newman. He's a notorious pedophile.
Really?
Yeah.
He does say the N-word in a bunch of songs.
He does, doesn't he?
He says the N-word
at least one.
unapologetically.
Yeah.
Well,
do you enjoy Louis C.K. anymore?
No.
I haven't. Luckily, I didn't like him for so long that I mean, I liked some of the stuff, but it been like 5 or 6 years of him just churning out stuff. Like, oh, I have to do more stuff. Hey, just take a few years off. You don't have to be funny every moment, and then you're not funny anymore.
It's hard to like anyone after they become a sacred cow.
Yeah,
like it's like Amy Schumer,
Yeah.
Okay, what? Okay,
and just like fun. NPR would have him on and be like, "A brilliant mind, Louis C.K." And he'd be like, "Suck a bag of dicks."
Yeah, I'm not on board. All right, well, I guess I'll do my tip.
Okay, do it up,
and then we'll call Mark up, and then we'll get to you guys'.
I love it.
That sounds great.
We'll do which I'm just telling everybody the next half hour.
Hey, if you can't catch up, then don't catch up.
Here's Brad's tip.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes you got to mix it up.
Wow.
Turn around. Put your pillow at the foot of the bed. Sleep backwards.
Oh my God.
Really?
Sleep backwards. Put your pillow at the foot of your bed. Go to sleep. You're going to wake up. You're going to be like, what's going on? And your whole day is going to be different. I don't know if it's going to be better.
Have you done this before?
I've done it.
Really?
I did it once. All my dreams were upside down.
Whoa.
It was
Stranger Things. How do you turn off your alarm? With your toes?
Everything's backwards. You wake up and you're like, what am I in an 80s movie? Like you wake up, you stumble into a kitchen, put pizza in a blender.
You would like switch bodies with your mom.
Something exciting will happen.
Now I know how to make brownies. I never knew how to make brownies before.
There you go. That's Brad's tip.
That's a beautiful tip.
Gary, are you
just
enjoying
the tip.
your tea?
Yeah, my Jack Daniel's tea.
Yeah.
So good.
JDT.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
We are going to call Mark Anunson.
Okay.
Might need to take a small.
While we're calling, we can do this commercial for our sponsor for this week, San Pellegrino Sodas. They have a new one out, Prickly Pear and Orange. It's got 10% orange juice and 6% prickly pear juice.
That sounds great. Is that Italian drink?
Is it Italian?
Good evening.
Oh, yeah, it's clear.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
This is Which Is Better with Brad Edwards, Gary Fletcher, and Sean Parrot.
Hey, I'm here too, Mark.
And
hey, Mark.
Munson. Mark, you're basically, you're the most important part of the show. You're just not with us, which is a good deal because you get to stay home.
Yeah.
You get to stay home and still be part of the hottest new podcast and all of... So anyway, it's time for Mark's financial advice.
Yeah. What do we got going today, guys? What do we need to know about?
I'm thinking, could you tell us about insurance?
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
You don't need it. It's a scam. It's a ripoff.
I knew it.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Really?
It's like a warranty.
No insurance?
Insurance is dumb.
Oh.
You don't need it.
Okay.
Are you being for real?
No.
Oh man, I thought I was going to save a lot of money.
Yes, Gary was about to cry, wasn't he?
We'll leave health insurance for another day. Let's just talk about life insurance right now.
Whoa.
Oh, life insurance?
Yeah, life insurance.
In all honesty, unless you are providing for another human being, you really don't need life insurance.
That's true.
Okay.
If you do get life insurance, get a term life policy. Don't get whole life.
What's the difference?
Well, whole life, they try and sell you on, it's a savings account as well, and your money grows. But then when you die, you either get the death benefit or the amount you saved. You don't get them both.
So you're dead without any money.
What happened?
I think I talked over you. I mean, I guess we'll call it a joke, and it didn't.
It was a great joke.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
Oh,
what?
Can you hear me, Mark?
You cut out on me.
Can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you, Sean.
So life insurance, really, if you don't have kids, is basically like, hey, I just need enough to have me buried in like not an unmarked grave, a marked grave.
Well, here's the thing. Who really cares? You're dead.
Wow, good point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got set up?
Thank you, Mark.
You've got a
well,
wife.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, you got a wife.
I've got life insurance right now.
Yeah.
That will run out in about 3 or 4 years.
Oh.
But then I'm not going to buy anymore.
Wow.
Because your wife really could she'd be fine without you.
The goal is to get yourself self-insured to the point where you don't need it. Now, 20 years ago, we had a new mortgage on the house, and if I would have died, she couldn't afford it. But, hopefully, in a couple of years, if I die, we have enough money that she wouldn't really need life insurance on
That's
me.
beautiful, Mark.
Well, let's
Just
hope.
a small policy.
Yeah.
Let's hope you don't die.
I don't want you to die,
Try
Mark.
not to.
Yeah, I don't want you to die. I feel like you still owe me some money for some reason, Mark.
I feel like just the opposite.
Well, I guess we'll have to settle it on the court.
Okay, yeah.
Well, how's everything else, buddy?
It's great. I can't complain.
Okay.
I just can't wait to play Shaun in some basketball.
Oh, I meant the money court.
He meant like a basketball court of law.
Yes.
What about the food court, Your Honor? Your Honor.
Classic Sean Parrot bit.
Check out Tang Tang Ring Ding. That's I think that's track 4 or 5. No, it's actually earlier than that.
4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
Long bit.
It is a long bit. It feels long, but it isn't actually that long. That's one of the great bits. My bits feel long, but they aren't actually very long.
It's the worst of both worlds.
Yes.
That's what makes it so bad.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark.
Gentlemen, enjoy your podcast, and I look forward to listening at some point.
Everyone does. Make sure you give us a 5-star
You'll never
rating
listen to it.
and take a screenshot and send it to Gary, or just walk up to him and show.
He must have a Corporate Juggernaut CD.
Yeah. Well, anyway. All right. Bye, buddy.
Bye, friends.
Bye, Mark. We love you.
Bye, Mark.
What a
Good
great
old
guy.
Mark. Good old Mark.
Mark's a great guy.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right. Now it's time for Gary's special segment.
Hey everyone, this is Gary's. This is Gary's piece. Talking about peace, like 2 fingers, peace. Peace on earth.
A vagina? Oh,
no,
okay. Okay.
no,
You
God,
like a piece
no.
of ass with 2 fingers in it.
Lord, no. I want to talk about how everybody's talking about fighting and hurting each other right now. No one's really getting along. There's fighting in the streets, fighting on the line and online. And I want to harken back to a story. When I was a young man, about 23 years old, I believe.
Wow.
A lot of you may have heard me mention Liz on the podcast, one of the earlier episodes. She used to work at a dive bar here in town, and I would help her close down the bar here and there. And one night, there was a gentleman who was there at the bar, and he wouldn't leave. And he was drinking his beer at the bar, and Liz said, "So it's last call. You mind taking off?" And he doesn't really look at her, doesn't respond, but like mutters "bitch" under his breath. And I was like, "Oh no, you didn't."
Yeah.
"Oh no, you didn't."
Oh boy.
So, I don't want to be a person who causes violence. So I go up to him to the bar, and I said, "It might be cool if you chill out a little bit, man." Yeah. And he ends up throwing a beer in the garbage can right next to us, like as hard as he can. Like smashes into like a billion, maybe even a jillion pieces.
In a bottle or in a glass?
I was in a bottle.
Still.
And he stands up to me and he calls me the F-A-G-G-E-T word.
Fag?
I don't want to say it. Yeah.
Oh.
He calls me that word, and I stand up to him and I said, "Look, mister. Look, you cad. You get your damn hands off of her." He wasn't touching her, but I said it anyways,
It's for safety, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so he looks at me and he says, "Why don't we take this outside, big boy?" He called me big boy specifically.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said, "Okay, let's go out back."
Did you say, "Okay, Andre 3000"?
Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't him. It was
you rake.
It was a Kid Cudi. It was actually a white trucker looking guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
So we get to the back door. He goes out the back door.
Mm-hmm.
I slam it behind him, and locked the door.
Damn.
Peace.
Bugs Bunnied that motherfucker.
I found a peaceful resolution.
A peaceful revolution.
Revolution.
You say you want a revolution.
When I locked the door, I used 2 fingers in the peace sign.
Wow.
And then I called the cops and they actually shot him.
I'm proud.
Wow.
Good for you.
And that's what I'm saying is you don't have to use
your brains.
Sometimes brain is mightier than the brawn.
Yes.
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right. Well, thank you, Gary. Now it is time for Sean's special thing.
This week, we're deep into the rock and roll, baby.
Ooh.
It's Sean's rock recommendation of the week. I'm going to send you guys down memory lane back to 1978 or 9. I think it was 78 or 9. Guys, check out Paul Collins' The Beat. It's like pop. It rocks. If you love the Ramones, if you love Marshall Crenshaw, it's like a little less hard than the Ramones and a little more hard than Marshall Crenshaw. Check it out. Check out Paul Collins' first record, The Beat. You'll love it. We obviously can't play it on the show. We don't have that sort of money.
No.
But you have YouTube, certainly. You can steal it on there. Or if you want to buy it, you can buy it, but he probably won't even get any of that money. So I would just say steal it, because no one makes any money anyway.
Could you sing a little?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the karate show? No, that's not
great.
it. But that's just a song I randomly made up. But it sounds pretty much like that.
It's like Good Charlotte.
Yeah, Do You Want to Go to the Karate Show? It's one of my favorite songs.
Dude, that's great. I'm going to listen to it right now.
Okay.
You guys ready?
That's Sean's rock recommendation of the week.
Do you want to go to the karate show? All right, guys, you ready for Which is Better?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is better? Which is better? Which is better? I don't know. Which is better? Which is better? Which is better? Let's find out now.
Which is better? I was pausing for the theme song. Which is better? And this one was submitted by friend of the show, Bryce Damuth.
Dang.
Which is better, practical effects versus CGI?
Oh, shoot.
That's upsetting.
And I did a little bit of consulting with Jason Harper. He is a director that I've worked with.
Was he a filmmaker? Would you call him a filmmaker?
He makes films.
Wow.
So what else do you want? He makes films, and I've... this is something we need to get out up front.
Okay.
Before I even ask for your gut reactions.
Okay.
I feel I have a bias.
Yeah.
And I feel Gary has a bias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Sean's probably neutral.
Very neutral.
Hang on a second. I have worked making practical effects.
Wow.
Special effects for horror movies and comedies.
We're talking about a pro here.
It's
I'm
amazing.
talking about, I've made that. You ever see the movie Paternity Leave? I made
Yeah.
that prosthetic
Have you seen
belly.
it?
You haven't, but if you had, Black Collar, I did props in that.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of it.
Daily Poe, ain't no light but justice.
Yeah.
I've done practical effects.
Yep.
I quit doing it, but I have a special place in my heart
Yeah.
for that type of thing. Gary, on the other hand, he creates virtual reality worlds in his virtual reality computer.
Yeah, that is completely
He's very
computer
CGI-ish.
generated image.
Yeah. So
Is that what it stands for?
Computer generated image.
Is that what it stands
I
for?
believe so.
Okay.
I guess we should have figured that out.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
write us in.
Give us a 5-star rating and tell us what CGI means.
Hey, give us a call right now. 555-5555.
So let's go around gut reaction. Ooh, practical effects.
Wow.
Sean,
Me?
what do you think?
Wow. I think in general, I'm a fence sitter. I'll give a slight advantage to practical, but I accidentally thought up this phrase earlier.
Oh.
This is related to CG. I think it works if you hide it or if you highlight it.
Ooh.
That's
I think
good.
CGI really works in those two situations.
But you're a swing voter.
I'm a swing voter. I could easily be swung, but I think I'm going to say, in general, practical.
Okay, Gary.
My heart wants to say... My heart wants to say practical effects, just because I love just the feel of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like So much more can be done with CGI, and so much more has been done with CGI.
True.
Only problem is people overdo it.
That's true.
They lean. It's a crutch, you know.
Oh,
I don't know how deep we're getting in this first question.
We're gonna.
Should we save it?
This is just gut reaction.
This is just gut reaction. Okay. All right.
So here we go. Question 1. Which is the best character of each? And I'll give you some examples.
Whoa. Okay.
Gizmo.
Wow. Gizmo's
Is a practical effect. He's a puppet.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is a CGI character. So, who are the best Who are the best?
I know what
of each?
Gary's going to say.
All right, Gary. Who is your best?
Gary's going to say
practical
T-Rex, right?
effects?
Oh yeah.
Well,
But that's
he
tough
could say
one.
both. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a CGI.
Yeah.
There's a.
Jurassic Park was one of the first to incorporate both animatronic and CGI. One of the pioneers.
I don't think we'll ever have an episode where Gary doesn't talk about Jurassic Park.
I
know.
wonder.
Well, I mean, this episode kind of lends itself.
Yeah.
I'm
for
not
sure.
saying. I mean,
Did you say best character?
best
of
character
Of both. Okay. Best CGI character. It's fucking Wally. Okay.
Oh.
Does
Wait
that
a minute.
count?
No.
Now let me ask you this:
Yeah, I should have clarified.
Does
I mean,
animation count?
No.
We're not counting animation at all.
Well, no.
Okay.
There's a question later
okay.
where I'll clarify
I'll
that
save
a little
it.
bit.
All
But
right.
what I'm saying is like CGI to me is like they're trying to make you think you're seeing a real thing.
Oh.
Not a cartoon. Not like a.
Okay.
So
Dang.
mine would be probably best practical effects would be, I don't know, E.T.
E.T.'s
And the
great.
best CGI would be the Terminator T2.
Yeah.
T2.
Okay.
You know, Forrest Gump was actually all CGI.
There was a lot of CGI
Yeah.
in that.
He was.
But there
a
was
lot of-
subtle CGI, like
Yeah.
when Lieutenant Dan did have legs, and they
Yeah.
CGI'd his legs. out.
Yeah.
They cut Gary Sinise's legs off.
Yeah. It was worth it.
And the rest of his
Yeah.
life he had computer generated
Yeah.
legs.
That's beautiful.
So who do you got?
I don't know who. I don't know. I'm trying to think of characters that I mean, usually when I think of effects, I think of like monsters and shit. Like,
Right.
but it's hard to think of characters that are. I mean, I feel like E.T.'s the one that you care about the most out of
Yeah.
all the. Like, that's one that works enough that you're like, oh, I love this rubber thing, and I don't care that it's a rubber thing.
Right. Or
Even though
Yoda. Like you look at Yoda.
Yoda,
you
yeah.
don't see a puppet. You see a wise old
Yeah.
puppet.
Okay, best CGI is
Minions.
that's still a man, I have no fucking idea. I don't know.
Okay.
Characters is hard, and
Characters
I choose
is
I
hard.
don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to know.
Gary?
T-Rex best character.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot
both?
of depth.
All right.
Yeah.
think that one
Okay.
Wins both.
I think that's what a wash. Now this is kind of what you were
That
just
one's
talking
tough.
about. It's a little more specific.
Yeah.
The best movie featuring each. And
Wow.
I'm talking about, in my mind, Dark Crystal
Yeah.
is almost all puppets and,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
practical effects and,
Yeah.
and things like, or Labyrinth or that type of. Jim Henson
Okay.
uses a lot of real things
Yeah.
and not a whole lot of, computer stuff. And the only movies I can think of that were not necessarily like Beowulf. Did you ever see Beowulf?
Yeah.
Where it was that weird CGI that was like cut shots in a video game or
Yeah.
something where it's like,
Yeah.
it's meant to look real.
Mhm.
It's not WALL-E. It's not Toy Story. It's almost real or that.
Yeah.
Didn't they make like a Final Fantasy movie
Yeah,
or something?
I actually like that movie.
It's like
But
Uncanny Valley.
the Uncanny
type
Valley
thing.
was disturbing. It was kind of like, it's just a little bit off, a little weird.
Yeah.
But so what are the best? What are the best each that you can think of?
The first thing that comes to my head when I think of any effects, it's The Thing, the John Carpenter,
yes.
The Thing,
Yeah.
a movie that's almost entirely driven by the effects. Even though there's lots of actors in it, like the effects are like a big highlight. So
Right.
those are all practical.
Yeah, Evil Dead's in it.
Yeah, Evil Dead is a lot of effects. For CGI, I will say, and I don't know if you're going to count this, which is better, Master, but I will say Speed Racer. I love Speed Racer. Also, The
Ooh.
Matrix are way up there.
Wow.
Matrix is tons of CGI.
Yeah,
But also, the nice thing about The Matrix is that people are really doing flips in the air. I mean,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part, they weren't But also, even like that little bit of CGI is cool because they're cutting out wires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I will say for ease, The Thing and Speed Racer.
Which of those do you prefer?
Oh,
You had to pick between Speed Racer. Ooh, that is a tough fucking question.
oh boy. I'll just say Speed Racer because it feels
It's so
like
good.
because I love it so much and it brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a real purity to it. Because like when you watch The Thing, you're like, oh man, oh boy,
yeah.
I'm bummed out. But when you watch Speed Racer, you're like,
It's
man,
so colorful. It's candy.
joy.
It's just candy.
And
It's like
Christina
watching-
Ricci.
Oh,
Christina
fuck.
Ricci, Gary.
Forget
She's
about it.
yeah. Who is she?
Trixie.
She's fly as hell.
She's
Okay.
dope
Oh
as
no,
fuck.
she was Wednesday Addams.
Yes.
Yeah, she was.
Well, she grew up.
Yeah.
Now she's Thursday.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gary?
Oh man, God.
Oh God.
Best practical effects movie. For some reason I keep thinking of that one Robert Rodriguez movie with the vampires.
Dust Till Dawn?
Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
saying
and
it's
Anna
the
really
best,
cool.
but for some reason that stands out as like one of the last movies that do a lot of
It
practical
really
effects.
is.
Yeah.
And you can tell,
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
real.
Yeah. It looks awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Best CG movie? Man. What's that movie with Cher and that guy with the weird face?
Mask?
Was that all CG?
Yeah, that's practical.
Did
effects.
ILM make him?
I think they made her.
Yeah, you're probably
They
right.
made her less
She
old.
was all CG.
Man, I don't know the answer, but if I could turn back time, I feel like okay, never mind.
If I could turn back time, I'd go back to a time before Cher ever recorded that song.
I'm going to narrow the field a little bit. This isn't a follow-up question, but it's
Yes.
the same thing. Let's just focus on Star Wars.
Whoa.
All
Star
right.
Wars has a lot of both.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I'm alone in saying the CGI is shit. I mean, there's very little CGI in those movies that I think help it.
Yeah.
I think it.
I think it's tough. I think for the most part the ships look better
Yeah.
in the originals.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they can do with the ships is a lot cooler in the new ones. I mean, the cameras move around them like crazy, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But when they have some dumb CGI creature standing next to a guy, it always
That's a
seems
problem.
stupid.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
like
like-
that's so obviously, and especially because
It's two different styles.
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like, well, the originals are all big rubber suits and they look great.
Yeah.
It's just do some rubber suits. You've got
The-
$1 billion. Just make one rubber suit and have a guy stand next to it and talk to it.
The robot in Rogue One was pretty neat. That was
Yes.
CGI.
Yeah.
I like that. But like almost all the aliens after they kind of got that technology were
Yeah.
just little CGIs.
Yeah.
What about the
You ain't seen the new one though yet.
I haven't seen Last Jedi.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just stopped caring, and I used to read like the Star Wars novels. And
Dang.
shit. Yeah.
I
was
care
into
and I
it.
do. I just can't go to theaters anymore. I've gotten so fucking old and curmudgeonly
yeah.
that if I'm in a theater and someone coughs, I'm like, fuck this,
Yeah,
and I leave.
Mm.
I get
Okay, wait.
depressed every time I go to a movie theater.
Are you into Star Wars particularly?
Not so much anymore, but I used to be.
Well, what do you feel about the CGI, the thing we're talking about?
Man, I just fucking hate. No, I saw the most recent one, and I don't think I really noticed the CGI. So,
Okay.
but I remember with episode 1, it was like glaringly bad sometimes.
It was.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to say, Star Wars sucks, man.
Yeah.
Star Wars does suck,
Take that.
but we love it.
Listen up, George Lucas.
Yeah, even though you're not in control anymore.
Hey, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be an easier one.
Okay.
CGI practical effects, better gunshots.
Wow.
We're talking about the squib, as you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or I guess there's been times when there's been a CGI gunshot that wasn't terrible and I didn't notice it,
Yeah.
but they almost seem to splatter out slower than real blood.
They do look a little weird. In general, squibs are much better.
Oh, yeah. Love them.
But sometimes, in a low budget movie like one of my favorite action movies ever, The Raid,
Yeah.
Right?
those are almost all CGI fake. gunshot hits.
They look good too.
And they look pretty cool.
They look good, but they also don't look real somehow.
Yeah.
I remember watching The Devil's Rejects, and the blood in that really looked awful.
Yeah.
It looked like
Is that CGI blood?
Yeah, especially towards the end where they're driving down the interstate and like just getting shot up, and it's like in slow mo.
Yeah,
it looks like just red flubber.
Yeah,
it was awful.
You shouldn't slow down.
I'll tell
CGI.
you, if you're trying to be funny, like any kind of Tim and Eric thing, where
that stuff is great.
It's funnier.
Yeah.
Did you all ever watch that show, Movie Magic, back in the 90s?
I used to love that show.
Oh my god, it was one of my favorite shows.
That's what got me into making.
Yeah,
I love magic.
That's what got me into Movie Magic.
I love movies too.
That was the first time I had ever seen a condom was on that show.
Yeah.
And it was because they were using them to make squib vests.
They tie a little washer on it.
And they and they filled it with blood. So the first time I ever saw the condom was just it filled with blood. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
that's what they're for.
So when someone showed me a condom, I was like, oh, that's the thing you fill with blood and wearing a vest.
when you shoot someone.
When you shoot someone with a fake gun, they're like, oh.
And she was like, I sure hope it is. I love blood-filled vests.
Put on that squib vest, baby.
Better vehicles. I'm talking about basically miniatures versus CGI.
Oh. Okay. Shoot. I think in general CGI is usually better. Most miniatures kind of suck.
I mean,
if we're talking about miniatures, I mean, most of the Star Wars are technically miniatures because they're not 1,000-foot spaceship.
I think in this case, like CGI lends itself to a vehicle because vehicles are a rigid thing. You don't have to worry about getting the motion of an animal just right.
Yeah,
it's just a helicopter.
You don't have to worry about hair and stuff.
Right. So, yeah. But then again, like you said, all the original TIE fighters and shit were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But then there's Godzilla movies where it's like just a boat on water that doesn't move like ocean water.
Yeah, I think in general CG kind of pulls off that kind of stuff really well. I mean, that's another thing with my new catchphrase: hide it or highlight it.
That's so great.
That's a good one.
I mean, if it's in the dark, like that's one of the great things about Jurassic Park is they're just like smart enough to have most of the dinosaurs in the dark, and it's raining, and you can sort of see it, but you can't all the way see it.
The first half of the movie is about how they can't find any dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, there's only about like 13 minutes of actual dinosaur footage in Jurassic Park.
What?
Well, that's like Jaws. You don't see the shark, and you're fucking an hour and a half into the movie.
Yeah.
You don't see the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
a practical effect.
and a lot of that stuff is even. Well, this is off the vehicle topic, and I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it because it's off topic.
Well, we're on topic. We're on topic of
You're
CGI
right.
versus, whatever inspires you guys to.
I'm not. I don't feel inspired anymore. I won't talk about it.
I'm going to give this round to CGI. Gary, what do you think?
Oh man, God, this is a tough one. This one's really bad.
This is really tearing Gary apart.
Yeah. Well, I've seen one of the Batman Batman mobiles. Batman mobile. Is that right? Is that how you say it?
You're really close. Yeah.
You're within Batman mobile.
You're within 3 letters of it.
I've sat in all of the Batman mobile.
Batman mobile.
So as I was saying about the Batman mobiles.
Is it like a Make-A-Wish or something?
Yeah. I shaved my head.
All the Batman mobiles?
Yeah.
There's like 50 Batman mobiles.
I sat in all of them in one
wow.
day.
Batman mobile.
It's the Batman signal.
Batmobile.
I got hit with a Batman orang.
And how did you feel when you were sitting in them?
Well, when I first
did it seem real?
When I first sat at that Batmobile, I thought, man, this would not be near as fun if it was computer animated.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is so true.
Gonna have to go.
That's a weird thing to think.
This one gets 2 Batmobiles up.
All right, next question. Which is funnier?
Wow.
Which is funnier?
Which is funnier?
Practical effects.
Man.
CGI.
I'm going to go practical effects Simply because nothing has. Seeing a doll fly off a cliff or a building has
really funny.
Has made me laugh for so many years.
It's funny when it's supposed to be funny. It's funny when it's not supposed to be funny and it's just bad.
Me and my brother made a doll, one of those like dolls when we were like 14 or something. And
throw the image tape.
Well, we wouldn't do that, but we would throw it like out of our window when a car was driving by.
Wow.
One time, it somehow got covered in dog shit.
It somehow.
I don't remember how we left it outside and our dog shit on it.
Sure, yeah.
And my brother ran and like tackled it, not knowing that there was dog shit all over it.
Yeah.
And then he got covered in dog shit.
Sad. What was the question?
Which is funnier?
Oh,
CGI. Is there funny CGI?
I mean, I think the hard part about this one is like how much comedy is related to effects. Not much, but
yeah.
I thought immediately of Top Secret.
Yes.
When a guy gets pushed off of the castle and then at the bottom he breaks into a million pieces. He's like made of porcelain or something. Like that's a practical effect that looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. You're like,
yeah.
I mean, the whole point is the misdirection of it. So when it explodes, you're like, wow, that's crazy. I can't even believe that happened.
I feel like if practical effects, like a lot of the stuff in like Naked Gun, whenever he's like pulling her through the crowd, it's obviously a dummy.
Yes.
Like, off walls and stuff. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, if there had been CGI, it would just look weird.
They probably would have tried to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's because
they do those things in like almost in basically every who's the fat guy, fat mall cop. What is that?
Paul Blart.
Yes. Yeah. In like every one of those trailers or for trailers for movies like that, he gets hit by a car or something. Like he's always getting hit by cars or like kicked by a donkey. It's just like so obviously a fake guy getting hit by a fake car. And it's just not like it's not funny. So I guess I'm gonna go now that I think of that awful stuff. I'm gonna go practical.
All right,
they're way funnier.
Okay,
yeah.
This is in the same vein but different. Which is scarier.
Whoa,
which is scarier? Now, sometimes practical effects, as much as I love them, they're trying to be scary and they are funny instead.
Yeah.
Like even like. Later in life, watching stuff that used to scare me, like a Hellraiser. It's not funny, but it's just not. It's like, oh, that's obviously wax melting backwards, and So, but with CGI, you can kind of, I don't know. I mean, you can kind of make things a little creepier.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the same thing, where it's just like, how I suspend my disbelief pretty well in movies, so I can take a lot of. Kind of sort of shitty stuff if I'm enjoying the movie. And also a lot of my favorite scary movies aren't really effects
like
movies. Even The Thing is, I think, a great movie, and that's like one of the few movies that's almost purely an effects movie. Like there's like all of the stuff that is big and scary is like this huge 30-foot effect.
Right. But that has something to do with the story.
Yeah, definitely. But I think stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, stuff like Halloween. Yeah. They're not effects movies really. I mean, they're sort of movies about not showing the thing as it's happening. It's like a lot of getting ready for something to happen, and maybe you see a little bit of someone getting stabbed. But
I'm thinking about it.
But I'm trying to think of
there is
effects.
Some nowadays since the 90s. They put CGI into horror, like because you can make a zombie out of CGI that you couldn't do with practical effects.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't have like half a person necessarily, or what
I mean,
or jawless.
This is only very specific to a movie I just saw, but I just saw Annihilation, which is in theaters now, probably while you're still listening to this. If you're listening to this in the next week or so, or on home video, and I don't know what the date is, but it's today. And they have some, I think, CGI and practical combo pack. Like there's some like pretty brutal disembowelings and it's fucked. And get out of here, cat.
Charlie.
But I am trying to think of now I just had a thought that's really not that helpful necessarily, but movies like Insidious, movies like The Conjuring,
yes.
are scary as hell, and some of it is CG, but a lot of the things that I think are helped with CG in those movies, which are still not all about the effects, is things where you can cut things together seamlessly.
Yeah.
So you can walk past a room and no one will be in it, and then you can walk right past it and there will be someone in it in a way that
your reflection in the mirror is something.
Yeah.
You can't morph things.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to morph a thing with just a piece of rubber.
Yeah, you have old Wolfman things.
Oh
where
boy. Yeah, I mean, when you say Wolfman, I think of American Werewolf in London, and
those were great practical
that
effects.
looks fantastic, and
I
it's
think that,
really
horror
scary.
and gore
Yeah,
is going to be the last holdout for practical
yeah,
effects.
because when you see, especially as good as I feel like that stuff gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
You see some of the gore in movies now, and it's just it looks like just a person is being disemboweled.
Oh yeah.
If you watch Day of the Dead, it's still it's cool and
Yeah,
it's
but it's
fucked,
people
but
with
it's
blue
it
paint
kind
on
of
their
looks like.
face. Yeah.
But if you watch it now, some of the stuff that you watch now, it's just this is fucked up. I don't believe that person is still alive.
It's true. Gary? Oh, sorry.
Practical.
Okay.
It's tough, but practical.
Gary's scary.
Sorry, Gary.
I'm gonna have to go with practical effects on this one.
Wow.
Practical's kicking ass.
Practical is kicking ass.
There's just something for me to be scared. There really does need to be an element of reality to the thing.
Yeah.
So even when I think about, I feel like in a lot of horror movies in the past handful of years, there's been a lot of that giant mouth opening
Yes.
shit, and it always looks wrong.
Yeah.
Somehow, I mean, of course it's not natural, but it always looks just like a rubber mouth.
Yeah.
Like you're a minion or something.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's sort of, you're looking at it this is in the realm of,
Yeah.
I wanted to say something in regards to funniest on practical effects. I forgot to mention this. Oh no, I just forgot to say this.
Charlie. Sorry, the cat's being...
Our CGI cat is in the way. Garfield.
Real asshole.
Oh, Jonathan. We forgot to get Jonathan in.
Oh, Jonathan,
forgot to
will you
mention-
get the cat, please?
Jonathan, please. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Me and my friends used to make movies a lot when we were in our teenage years, and
They made... What did you make?
Basic Instinct.
Wow.
But one time I was joking around with one of my friends. I was like, it'd be funny if someone made a movie where it's kind of like The Parent Trap, but it's just them having sex with themselves.
Oh.
So you do the split screen thing and just have sex with yourself.
Oh.
I think we were 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And so I go to hang out with my friend next week, and I'm at his house, and he's like, "Hey, you remember that video idea you had?" He's like, "Well, I made it." So he presses play on the video, and this music starts up that's like, and it's him laying on his bed with his hands behind his head, looking relaxed and shit. And he walks in the room. It cuts to him walking in the room, and he looks at himself all seductively, and then he starts going down on himself, but he's made a fake dick out of a piece of khaki pants that he had. And I know. And he had to do it really quietly because his parents were home.
Sure.
How old were
He was 16. And he's a funny guy, weird guy, funny guy. And so he had to overdub it later. So the whole time he's there's a shot of his face, and he's cross-eyed, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" I'd love to see it again. I'm sure it's
We all
hilarious.
would.
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening,
Gary's friend.
send it to... Where are we sending it to?
Which is better the podcast.
And
Which
this
is better
is just-
podcast at gmail.com.
Send it to Which is Better Podcast
It'll be
at
at the end of
gmail.com.
the end of the episode.
Yeah, just...
And all of you fans out there, make your own fuck yourself video.
Yeah.
Send it
Yeah.
on in.
Send them in.
We'll
Yep.
whichever one we get a boner to.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is a question that it breaks my heart to ask, but I have to ask it, and I think I'm sad to know the answer.
Okay.
Which has a better future?
Wow.
I think that we're sitting here, we're old timers. We're talking about what's the past. This is the end of it.
Has a better, I mean, obvious CGI.
I feel like
obviously has a better future.
I feel like stop motion used to be a big thing, a useful effect. You still have kind of like a holdout.
You have like cartoons.
Yeah, they still make some for
Early Man. They just put out Aardman just put out a new movie.
Yeah, but that's sort of like
but it's like claymation, and the new Wes Anderson movies all stop motion. But
yeah,
it's like it's only cartoons. There's never.
I think the future belongs to CGI.
Yeah, it's gonna have to go to CGI.
Future has it, unless once the robots, once they won't let us use computers anymore, but they force us to still make movies, we'll have to use practical effects.
Yeah, that'll be like our punishment.
Yeah.
Well, like the Lego movies seem like stop motion.
Yeah.
They're CGI, so
yeah, it's annoying.
It's kind of not fair. I mean, why even bother?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I like how most people didn't think that there was a bunch of CGI in Mad Max.
Oh yeah,
but then there was a lot.
There was, but
they
also,
used it right.
Yeah. They a nice blend of. They did a lot of practical effects in that.
Yeah.
They just sort of embellished it. Did you watch the black and white?
Oh yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Was that good?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's the same thing, but it's cool.
It seemed like okay.
Yeah, all it is the same movie, but it's black and white. But it was. I mean, basically, I was happy because they re-released it in the theater, so I could go see it in the theater one more time. And
it's pretty cool.
That's
just like the.
We're talking about Fury Road.
Experience. Yes, Mad Max Fury Road. We're not talking about the original Mad Max, which, if I'm being honest, is not a great movie. But
no, Road Warrior was good.
Road Warrior is incredible.
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome's also good.
Yeah.
Were the breastfeeding women, were those CGI or practical effects?
I think the little.
I think those were real.
Really? There was a guy I was going to say was CGI, but it's mean to say.
No. No.
He's a Jim Henson creation.
That's actually Kermit inside of there.
He's my favorite. All right. More fun. Which is just more fun?
Wow. What is more fun?
What's more fun?
CGI.
Yeah?
Is more fun.
Okay.
Because you can do more with CGI. There's more freedom there.
Yeah. When you have like a Matrix Nebuchadnezzar zoom in through tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
How could you ever do that? I mean, I guess you could kind of do. You did.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you had a really tiny camera and you had.
Yeah, but you'd never.
Yeah, you'd never quite get it.
I mean, the whole Matrix, the whole thing is CGI. I mean, the whole robot city is.
A whole lot of it is, yeah. Yeah.
And it's I think that's hard to know how much stuff you're watching is CGI. Like, like you watch the making of like Black Panther. The whole background's fake.
Everything's fake. Yeah.
None of it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff that like a tree is fake.
Yeah, it's weird when that stuff is fake. This is back to Annihilation in theaters now. One of the things I like a lot about it is because you don't quite know what is CGI and what is real. Like there's some things where you're like, okay, that's obviously not real. But there's also some things like where they're like walking through the woods and you're like, that must be a fake woods, and then a person kind of interacts with it and you're like, oh, okay, so they're actually in the woods, but they made it look weird. It's like, wow, this is crazy. Yeah, I like when people use CGI and in like a good, just make enough. Make it look cool.
Don't go crazy. So you think?
I don't even remember what the question was, but I love it. I'll say CG is more fun just because it's like, it is kind of endless possibilities. There is like something nice about that.
I feel like, okay, let's give one to CG.
Yeah, I mean, they can use it.
Okay, which would you use? You're gonna make a movie.
Oh,
which would you use if you had money's no object?
Oh,
you're making your own movie.
Damn,
what are you gonna use?
Money is no object. I'm trying to think of what movie I would make Gary, go first. I'm trying to think of what movie.
Money is no object. I'd make the highest budget movie where I have sex with myself.
Wow,
Parent Trap style.
Would you have a puppet?
Gary?
Yeah. Animatronic Gary.
Animatronic Gary.
Yeah, because after the movie's done, you could have it in your house with that? Put a hat on it.
That'd be great.
That would be funny.
I'd do that, but we'd be like two Batman guys.
Two Batman mobiles.
Yeah.
I would use Gary practical effects. But honestly, the movie I'm gonna make is probably some comedy or some horror movie. If I was gonna make a movie,
right?
So I don't really need CGI for most, especially if I had tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need CGI for just like, I'm gonna shoot some people in the head, obviously, but let's get a rubber thing and blow it up. If I'm gonna shoot somebody in the head, if I'm gonna cut somebody's dick off, let's get a fake dick.
All right,
let's get some fake shooting blood.
I agree with both of you.
Let's drink the blood out of the.
It's like a water fountain.
Speaking of which, next question: bigger dick.
Wow. CGI.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Remember? Remember this is the end when the big demon has a huge dick? That's like the biggest
That's
dick.
practical effects, isn't it?
No.
Because she's wearing it around her neck. It's a big...
No, I'm talking about this is the end, not...
I'm thinking of Your Highness.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right.
You can make God's dick if it's CGI.
Yeah.
That's true.
I've seen some big ones on DeviantArt.
There's only so much ballistic gel.
Yeah, you need a lot of gel to get a God-sized dick.
All right, now this question, Jason Harper had this one to add to the mix here.
Okay.
Which is more aesthetically pleasing.
Wow. Boy. It's tough because a lot of it is just like, okay.
Yeah.
At its best, they're both beautiful.
Yeah.
If you see some old-timey movie with a beautiful matte painting behind some people, and
beautiful.
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that is.
And if you see some new-timey movie with a beautiful CGI painted sky, you're like, wow, that's beautiful too.
Yeah.
In general, I think real stuff you believe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always matter necessarily. Boy.
It's weird because if you're talking about characters or creatures,
yeah,
they never move very well either way.
Yeah.
A puppet always has fixed eyes.
Yeah.
Doesn't look at what it's talking. Yoda, his eyes don't move.
Yeah.
The CGI Yoda, his eyes do move.
Yeah,
but
that's
he
true.
looks weird.
It does look weird. Yeah.
And it's like they're both. I don't know. They both seem a little off in a way. I think that as much as I love practical effects, as far as characters or creatures go, they always seem a little stiff.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
And a CGI, it's just the uncanny valley thing. It's just that's not quite how a creature moves.
Mm-hmm. I will say practical's more aesthetically pleasing, but it's probably close.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with practical too. Again, if you feel like you can actually reach out and touch it, then that's it does make a difference.
Well, speaking of that, next question: would you rather have a sex doll or VR sex?
Whoa!
Oh man,
they got sex dolls now these days, guys. These things will knock your socks off.
Yeah, they got butts the size.
Hey, women. Pack your bags.
Yeah.
You're done.
The one thing
you're fired.
You're useful.
Yeah, fly over to Wonder Woman Island.
Did I tell you?
Yes.
I was talking to my brother.
Yeah.
And he's like, I watched this World War II movie. Did you know, in World War II, they had these camps? I'm like, yeah.
What?
He's like, they had these camps where people would, Jewish people. He told me about this World War II movie for 20 minutes before I realized he was talking about Wonder Woman.
What?
He was telling me about the movie Wonder Woman.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's okay. That's not a World War II movie.
Isn't it World War I?
Well, I
honestly don't know.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it, but I don't remember what war it was.
Well, I'm sure it was World War I.
But I definitely wouldn't say what war it was.
Well, but that wouldn't be... He's burying the lead.
Yeah.
If you watched the movie Wonder Woman...
You'd be like, man, there's a woman who can stop bullets.
Yeah, you wouldn't come away with facts about...
Did you know that back in 1923 there was a woman who could stop bullets with her shield? And
it's weird. As much as I like comic books and all this stuff, I haven't seen any of the DC... Superman Returns is the last DC movie I've seen. I watch Marvel stuff
mostly
still.
Garbage.
I just don't have any interest.
Wonder Woman's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
But I
It's
hadn't seen it.
completely fine.
And anyway, it was like took me a while to go,
Yeah.
wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wonder Woman.
So sex. Speaking of Wonder Woman.
This is a robot sex doll.
This is a
Or
robot.
Or is this just a sex doll that just lays down, but
well, she
have
doesn't
sex with it?
She can't also do dishes or do anything around.
No, I just
which isn't far off.
Yeah. Oh, are they going to do my dishes?
Just that's
true.
tasks.
I do want them to do that.
It's just the Bratz doll with a BlackBerry taped to it.
it's a fucking Roomba with a vibrating pussy.
I'm going to say sex doll.
You'd have a sex doll?
I'm not sure,
sex.
but I'm going to say sex doll.
All right, Gary.
This is tough for Gary.
Gary's talked to us about VR sex.
I'm gonna have to go with sex doll.
Really?
Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, you could still.
You know what I think? I think we should try both.
Yeah.
We're all just making this
on
up.
the podcast.
We don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be a great podcast.
Hey, if
guys.
you're listening, sex doll manufacturers, send us 3, hopefully.
a few
Because
thousand.
we don't want to
dollars.
use the same one necessarily.
No, I guess we could all use one.
It's
and
got to
just
be weird to
pick
clean
our
one.
holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about those real dolls.
Yeah.
It's a good documentary. It like showcases like 4 dudes who have them.
Nice.
And
Right.
I was watching it one time, and a Comcast guy came to my house, and I still had it on the TV in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the guy at the door, and they're like sawing into the vagina of it while he's talking to me. Of course, he had no idea.
Yeah,
They
he's
weren't
probably
real.
horrified.
Yeah.
I always like just turn off my computer, and then when someone comes over and I want to like, oh, look at this thing I bought on Amazon, I turn it on. It's like whatever porn I was just watching
Yeah.
is still there, and I'm like, oh, well, now you know. I feel like people put tape over their camera so the government can't watch them.
Yeah.
Watch. Feast your fucking eyes. That's
Wow.
what you want.
Yeah.
Hot.
You fucking animals. Hey, you asked for it.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it.
Take a good long look.
I think I'm gonna say sex dolls too,
Yeah.
because it's real. You can slap it on its big jelly butt.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're getting
wrong
better
with
and better.
Yeah.
Although
They've got
VR sex, you
real
could fuck up.
internal organs now. Insane. We got grapes for eyes.
Their hair is spaghetti.
Spaghetti hair. I was gonna say spaghetti hair. That's weird. It's a bowl of worms. All right. Last question.
Okay.
Which practical effects CGI? Which is more practical?
Wow.
I mean, when it comes to cost, CGI is still pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Isn't it somehow cheaper now? Isn't that why they
It
use
could
it?
be.
I
It
mean,
is, yeah.
I mean,
I think that when it comes to like, if you're gonna have a battleship in your movie,
Yeah.
you want a CGI.
it seems weird that it is cheaper because you can just make a thing and have 4 guys with a camera film it, and then.
Well,
But I guess if you're gonna do now there's no movies where there's like 2 ships in the air. Like
No.
every movie has 25
I'm thinking about
ships.
Right.
and
the,
there's-
like Pan's Labyrinth or Hellboys
Yeah.
and stuff where they have a little of both.
Yeah, that's
and I guess
true.
they're like, well, in this instance, I don't know.
which is more practical.
I feel like
It seems like CG is more practical just because you can you just get some Japanese guy and he knows how to make
I'm afraid-
everything and he
yeah.
can make it all on his computer and you go, hey, here's $25 million. You and the boys, maybe
Well,
a girl or 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
It wasn't-
but
very good, but like Princess Leia and Rogue One.
oh, awful.
But how far are we from just like scanning, James Dean's face and now? he's
well,
starring in
it's
a
weird.
movie?
I mean, it's weird that the end Leia looked so terrible when like now you see those videos where like they've put Nicolas Cage into every character. And it's like that
Yeah,
that looks better than Princess Leia in that movie. Like
Yeah.
how did they figure it out better than you did and you
yeah.
had $1
For
billion?
one word.
Yeah. Hope.
That's a weird thing about VR is like a lot of times they won't try to make people look realistic because it's easier to accept a cartoony looking person than
Yeah.
a person who almost looks real.
Definitely, yeah.
There's something about. I think though that once they kind of cross that threshold, like because now you can have on your phone some app that makes you look like you're a dog,
Right.
or
Yeah.
or like whatever Facebook thing it shows, like oh now I'm a werewolf or something like that. And so how far are we from just having some computer that fills in all the spaces for you?
Well, they're already close. I mean,
Yeah.
they have you seen this Nicolas Cage?
I've
thing?
seen it. It's funny. It's
have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Basically, it's some. I don't know what does it.
Put Nicolas Cage's face over other characters in movies.
Basically, it's some. I don't even know what the technology is,
like
but
face swap, basically.
Yeah, but it's like face swap where it just automatically you can add a face to anything. Like they've also made like porn where there's like they've already made like a Scarlett Johansson where her head is on the head of some porn star, and it's just like you watch the Nicolas Cage thing and you're like, this looks pretty much like he's actually in these movies. Huh. I mean, you can sort of tell, but it already is really close. It's already really close.
CGI is more practical than practical.
Yeah, I mean, especially
and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. It's getting better and better and better.
But I'll tell you what I think, as of this day, right here and now, and this may be the last day it's true.
Yeah.
Practical effects. I think practical effects won.
I just like them better.
I like them better too.
Practical effects.
I like them better, even though I love a lot of CG.
If you have any complaints or comments, they'll be, give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
And we'll screenshot your complaint.
That's the best way to complain, is to give us 5 stars and
then
give us a great review.
I only read positive reviews.
Yeah.
So, well, that's which is better.
We learned a lot.
I think we did it.
I was so proud to be a part of this.
Thank you, Sean.
And I'm so proud to have such great listeners.
What a great show.
If you'd like to make a suggestion for a topic for Which is Better, you can email us at whichisbetterpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook at Which is Better Pod, or follow us on Twitter at Which is Betterer. That's better with an ER at the end. This has been a Corporate Juggernaut production.